I'm Carol Gilligan. I hope that you like this next bit of my video where I tell you a little bit about myself and I tell you about my great learning theory. I hope that you vote for me. I'm a psychologist and I've worked very hard to get where I am. I studied under Lawrence Kohlberg. He's a very brilliant man, I won't deny that. But his theory lacks something very important. He lacks the proper observation of all people. What do I mean by that? I mean that Kohlberg studied upper-class, white males. What about the other half of the population? What about the females? They are important too. His lack of inclusion of females in his stages of moral development really bothered me. Women matter. It isn't fair to assume that because a young girl doesn't go through the stages of Kohlberg's moral development during the time frame he provided, that she is slow in development. It means that she is simply developing at a different rate. I decided to take action and develop my own stages of moral development that included males and females. I developed two stages that fall under what I call the stages of ethics of care. These two stages are called care-based morality and justice-based morality. Care-based morality more closely explains the moral stages that we see girls develop through. It does not, however, exclude boys. These stages are just the ones that we more often see girls go through. Justice-based morality more closely explains the moral stages that boys develop through, but once again, it does not exclude girls. My stages still go through the common stages that Kohlberg created, but they're more applicable to all people. In the three stages that I've created for both sets of stages, you will see an individual travel through a selfish stage, a stage where they care more about taking care of others and meeting the desires of others, and in that stage, they don't end up taking care of themselves as much. And the final stage of learning how to balance between caring for others and realizing that they are important as well. In care-based morality, you will see an individual helping others while making sure no one is hurt in the process. The issue of fairness is not as important. There is a strong connection to believing we are all connected universally. This stage happens more with females because of a connection with the mother. Girls tend to be more connected with their mother than males do. And that is why you see the justice-based morality. In this stage, boys seem to begin to pull away from their mothers. So there is an increase of concern over inequality and fairness. The main goal is to make sure that everyone is treated equally. They see that we're all just people on this planet and we interact with one another, but that connection of making sure that you don't hurt someone in the process of making sure that something fair happens, it's not as important to people that travel through a justice-based morality stage that I've created. My theory is perfect for use in the classroom because it gives stages for two separate beings, your males and your females. There's no specific time frame that an individual can go through a certain stage. They develop at their own rate. I found that these stages make it easier to understand why boys and girls act in a certain way. And it gives me the ability to decide how to act on different situations because I know where the child is developmentally. So that will help other educators in the classroom whenever they're trying to decide how to handle different situations. Now, I won't claim to be perfect because I am not. My stages do have a flaw. Like I mentioned above, there's no time frame for the stages and no specific time that these individuals have to go through each stage, whereas in Kohlberg stages you will see that there's listed from birth to 9 and from 9 to 20 and then from 20 and up. Sometimes a child won't finish going through one stage at a certain time frame. But, because I didn't list a time frame, some people may struggle with that and find it hard to work with. It may be hard to decide what stage a child is in. But I see it as a freedom. You won't be limited by a time frame whenever you're developing. This gives males and females an equal chance to develop as a human being. I hope that you see the beauty in my stages, and I hope that you vote for my theory and prove to the world that males and females are both important.